Welcome everyone to Globalbodyworkers Podcast episode 2. Today I'm joined with my lovely guest, Jackie from Slice Squad. Hey Jackie,
Hello. Hey.
what's up? So just jumping in, talking a little bit about Jackie. She's a LMT by trade and an entrepreneur and a coach for other entrepreneurs and LMTs. And I've seen her online just grow people organically, and it's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of coaches out there, but I don't know, Jackie just does it right, and I've seen the success, so I'm super excited to have you on.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. All right, so let's just roll into the questions, and let's just talk a little bit about the beginning of your LMT career. What sparked you to even be a massage therapist? It's like such a different trade.
Yeah. So funny story, actually. So my whole life, I kind of felt like the school system just didn't really work for me. I have ADHD and my parents, all love, they just weren't really, even when teachers might have flagged that thought, they just weren't really down to admit that that might be the truth. And so I had to figure it out in the schooling system. So I didn't do super, super well. I figured out how to pass, and that's pretty much how I did. And in high school, I started to struggle with anxiety too. So, yeah, I just really wasn't showing up for myself. And in turn, I didn't even know trade schools were honestly an option, but in turn, they basically, they made me apply to a bunch of traditional colleges. I didn't get into any of the ones I wanted to go to because my GPA was not high enough.
Yeah.
And so I enrolled actually originally in community college. And just a couple of weeks before, I just so I auditioned, I guess, or I tried out for the cheerleading team for that community college, and I made the team. So a few weeks before college was about to start, I was driving to my first cheerleading practice, and I already had my class schedule. I was enrolled, and on the way there, my little baby intuition said, I'm 17 years old. It said, "This is not the way.
Yeah,
this is not the way." And so I turned around, I called my mom, and I was like, "I don't want to go to community college. I just don't want to go. I want to," yeah, right. I'm like, "I want to move to Colorado." And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna say no. You have to go to college or school of some sort. You can't just rogue move to Colorado out of high school." And I just couldn't imagine, what trade I might do. But funny story is that my now husband, who I've been with since I was 16 years old,
Awesome.
for my 17th birthday, gifted me a massage at Massage Envy.
Okay.
And this was a few months before this whole dilemma where I decided I didn't want to go to community college anymore. And I remember being on that table, the man who was massaging me, I'm like, "So this is your job?"
Yeah, right.
He's like, "Yeah, sure is." I'm like, "Cool." So when my mom found a massage school, really close to where I grew up,
yeah,
she's like, "Do you want to just go check it out and see if maybe that's the way?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so." And I walked in, and it was small and cozy, and my anxious ADHD brain said, "I think I could do this." Yeah. And I signed up that day. So I went to massage school in 2011, right out of high school.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you've been doing it for a while.
A long time, yeah.
That's good. Okay. So what do you think helped you go through massage school? Any prior experiences or anything?
Literally no, but I will tell you that the focused education worked really well for me. When I am interested in the topic, I can excel and I can study and I can do well.
Yeah.
And so what helped me through is just that I was actually really interested and engaged. And it was also a smaller, again, it was a smaller setting, less people in class, more focused. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So could you talk a little bit about your actual LMT career and generally speaking, how did it go?
Yeah, so I was always ambitious. I always had an entrepreneurial spirit, I guess, if you will. So right out of massage school, I started a business, a massage therapy business in a PT office.
Oh, okay.
And I was 20 at that point. And I did all right. I did okay. I think I was making like $1,000 a month, and that was like pretty solid for me. But I just like could not figure out how to grow it. Marketing, business, I just did not understand any of that. And I wasn't, I don't know about your massage school, but
Mhm.
my massage school did not touch on that really almost at
I've
all.
noticed that that's what pushed me to become a teacher because I'm like, we're the best massage therapists, but we know jack about business, and that's half the game,
Right.
you know. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So I like kept that business open for a bit, but I did ultimately end up going and working at a wellness center, like spa sort of space.
Hmm.
And I ended up being there for 7 years, working my way into like a management and mentor role alongside still massaging. And
Okay.
I ultimately, like 3 or 4 years in, I did close my business and I did it more in home. So I was like going to people's, the clients I had retained from
Yeah.
that business, I was going to their houses to massage them.
Yeah.
But I closed like the physical location
Okay.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I worked there. It was called the Dreaming Tree. Shout out to the Dreaming Tree. Love that place. It's in Northport in New York. Um,
Cool. Cool.
and then in 2020, my husband and I moved out here to Colorado. And then I
Okay.
kind of like, there's a lot of a story here. I'm like, how deep do I go in? Do I?
I okay. All right. So now that you talk a little bit about your LM career, so like, what was the little like switch in your head that said, I need to be a coach, or I think I could do well as a coach?
Yeah. So when I moved out here, it was COVID times, right?
Okay.
And then just for a little bit of background, I'm a yoga teacher by trade too,
Hmm.
and now a somatic breathwork practitioner by trade. And so I've always had some sort of like a business, no matter
Yeah.
what. Like during COVID, I did virtual yoga classes, like
Oh, that's
did a
smart.
business there. Yeah, I did in-home yoga lessons for a little while before COVID, before I moved.
Hmm.
So when I moved out here, I started working at a place kind of similar to the Dreaming Tree. I'm going to shout it out too because it's an amazing spot. It's called White Lotus Therapeutics in Denver.
Hmm.
And similarly, I started there as a massage therapist. I taught some yoga there too. And then I ultimately moved into a mentor slash management position there alongside massaging. I
Hmm.
love to teach. Like, I love to teach others. I love to help others grow.
Hmm.
And all the while, like while that was happening, I was working alongside my sister, Nikki, who
Right.
is the CEO and founder of Slice Squad. She started doing business consulting and like teaching time efficient techniques to hairstylists to do colors in half the time.
Hmm.
So while I was working at White Lotus, she started this kind of like it was like a coaching program more at first. And she
Yeah.
said, like, do you want to come in as a mindset coach? Because I know you love to teach, like a mindset mentor and coach. And I think that's very needed for these people who are hairstylists, who are entrepreneurs, right? They need
Yeah.
some peace in their
Yeah.
life. So
No, like
I was doing both. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the mindset part, like it's easy to hear, like, oh, just change your mindset. But I really wholeheartedly believe in it because like there's so many people that like they feel like they have all the tools, but they don't have the right mindset. And it's like nothing's clicking. And it's just like you have to open up your like entrepreneurial mind. Like there's so many solutions, you're just not looking at them, right?
Right.
Hence my
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Like it is to me, like even now, couple years in, like working with entrepreneurs, like to me it is the glue. It is like they need to be bridged. Like you need to have self-awareness, self-inquiry practices, because it is hard to be a business owner. You will
Yeah.
be tested, you will be defeated. You have to show up consistently no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, to find success. And that is, it takes a lot of internal strength and resilience, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. So mindset is like a key factor from my perspective. But just to like close out that circle of the story. So I was doing both, working in Slice Squad in the baby stages of it being born
Yeah.
in 22,
Mhm.
while still working at White Lotus. And I recognized that where I was at White Lotus, I was pretty capped in my growth. And I
Okay.
was ready to kind of go branch out into private practice again. Ryan, who owns it, he's really, really amazing in the way that, like, if you build a client base in that space and you
Mhm.
give your notice, you could take them with you.
Wow, that's unheard of. That's good.
So like yeah, not safeguarding like humans, because that's silly. No one
Oh,
belongs to anybody.
sucks. It's
I
like,
know.
you
I
know,
get it, like, from a business perspective and standpoint, but at the same breath, we can't control what our clients want. Like, if the clients want to find someone after they leave a space, they're probably going to find them.
yeah. And I always believe in like the client first and like what's best for them. Hey, if I'm not like good at a specific modality, go to that person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Me too. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I always wholeheartedly believe that like you're not everyone's perfect LMT or
Yeah.
not everyone's perfect like on like coach or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
you know.
That's right. I completely agree with that. So I branched out into my own business for massage out here in Denver. I still work with a lot of those people. I opened my books definitely for new clients, but a lot of my clients from White Lotus did come with me, and I still see them now, like years later. And I went full force in with Nikki with Slice Squad, and we only worked with hairstylists in the beginning. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, dude, we need to give this business education, like we need to expand and open up. We need to give this business and mindset education to people in different trades. Like as a massage therapist, as a yoga teacher, as someone who tried to launch businesses in every direction, I'm like, this
It
is
applies to
this is
every
the stuff. Yeah, like this is what I need. This is what we all don't have, the practical skill and knowledge. And I'm watching these hairstylists like double their income in 90 days and
yeah.
just see so much success. And I'm like, I've got to do something here. And then I'm sure we'll go into the rest of it, but that's kind of what happened.
Going into the next question, what are the specific changes you've seen from your Slice Squad clients that's propelled them forward in their solo careers? What like really clicked in?
Yeah. So I think for all hairstylists, massage therapists, estheticians, everyone we've worked with in Slice Squad Consulting, the foundational, I think, changes that bring them to success really do start with mindset, like opening the mind to getting a little bit uncomfortable and implementing action steps that might be new, that might be new, that might be different, that might feel like a challenge, but having the accountability, the support of a community, again, the practical education and tools to become more efficient with it. So like to set themselves up for success, to be consistent, even when motivation is low.
Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, it sounds like a personal trainer, but just with business.
Literally,
Like,
100%.
yeah,
That's the model. Yeah, that's the model, basically.
to get you to the point where you're propelling yourself forward and stuff like that. So, oh, that's good. So, like, you basically get like a forced momentum in them, and then
Yeah.
keep doing it and doing it, and it becomes a pattern, and then they just go on their own, right?
Yeah. I mean, some people stick around for a long time in consulting because, like, once you tap into a certain level and layer of growth, you're like, dang, what else is possible for me?
Right, right. No,
You
that's good.
know? And then we help people. So like we help people all the way from like just starting their business to we bring people in sometimes who have a full on salon and they just need consulting in how to grow it and scale it. So like we have education that goes from the base levels and layers of how to start a business and how to be successful in those stages to like, okay, how do we start making passive revenue now? Okay, how do we make our own retail? Like we
Yeah,
work with people on a grand scale, and that's why we use this like one-on-one method of
yeah.
coaching because we're able to tailor really to the
Oh, okay.
individual. Yeah.
Yeah, I always believe that like you always have to like really shoot for the stars. If you don't think bigger, you won't like achieve bigger. So that's good that you're
Mhm.
thinking like bigger and higher. All right,
Yeah.
so just rolling into the next question, if you could like walk us through, since you just told us you started people from the beginning to like bigger places, could you walk us through the actual Slice Squad experience so we know what to expect?
Yeah, sure. So there is an interview process. There's an application and interview process, and maybe we can like drop the
So,
application link in the description. Yeah, okay. So there is an application and interview process, and the reason being is because in integrity for us, like we want to make sure that we can actually help the person that is interested in participating with us. Not everybody is there yet. Like not everybody is, and as you said before, actually, like we're not for everyone and everyone's not for us.
right, yeah.
And that's okay. Like same thing with massage clients, right? Like not everybody is for you and you're not for all of them.
Mhm.
So the interview process just kind of tells us like how open someone is, helps us get really clear on what their goals are. And then if it's a good match from that interview, it's an initial 90-day consulting period. So we hand select a consultant on our team to work with them, and they have like daily communication with them inside of their own channel. Accountability partner, they get one-on-one calls with them as well over the 90 days, just to keep them on track. Action steps, we help them refine menus, track their numbers, like et cetera, all of that stuff. There's also stagnant videos inside of our branded app that they'll get access to. It's phases, so 1 through 5, that go through just like mindset and business education and knowledge. And then there's community live classes as well that they get to engage with and participate in every week, so a couple of times a week. So it's like kind of this really holistic model, but I think it's that one-on-one accountability, the practical knowledge, and then again, like having a community of other people who bet on themselves, invested in themselves, and are showing up. That's like the most powerful thing when it comes to like the model. Yeah.
That's just like, I'm having a visualization of just like people doing personal training and just all boosting each other up. And
yep, it's exactly like that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, how much money did you make this month or whatever?
Yeah, like, yeah, celebrating each other. Yep, exactly.
Okay, so no, that seems very practical, honestly, and I think everybody should do it. So just
me too.
Rolling to the next question. All right, so what's some practical advice to other LMTs, entrepreneurs that want to start what you're doing, coaching others to become successful?
Okay, so I've thought a lot about answering this question.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Like, it is not easy at all. Like, it's a lot of work. It's hard to like put yourself out there in that way. You have to be super consistent, and like it's also, again, like making sure that you can like work well with the people, like you've got the right layer and level of information and support for the clients that you're trying to help, the potential people you're trying to help. So my recommendation truly is like solve problem, like do it yourself first. Like solve problems for yourself first, and then teach from that place of knowing.
So basically, whatever works for you, if it could work for someone else, then just keep going on it.
Find the problems that you had, solve them yourself, whether that's through coaching or consulting, like receiving it, or on your own, and then help people solve that problem that you faced. And that's probably the best way to move forward into a sort of coaching or educational role in any industry.
Okay. So like on a practical sense, like what's like one instance with one of your clients that like on a tangible level that you were like, I solved this issue and this is how they solved it and this is how they grew from it?
Yeah. So like one area that I did not succeed very well in when I had my own business when I was younger is like nurturing my client base, being able to, and like marketing consistently, because I didn't know what the hell to I'm like, what do I post?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, what do I post? And so in terms of like nurturing a client base, like I have literally taught people how to create an email, like email lists, landing pages, be able to send out value-based emails to their client base and reopen the door to bring them back in. People sometimes just forget. Like if someone doesn't pre-book with you and then they don't come back to you for a long time, it's not because they hated you. Usually it's because, and sometimes it wasn't a good match, but like maybe they just got busy and forgot that they need a massage really bad. So like something as simple as sending out an email reminder of like, or again, a value-based email. Hey, here's something that I've been doing that's been working really well for me in terms of making me feel good in my body. So I wanted to share it with all of you, sending it to your people with a little call to action at the bottom. Hey, I'm doing a promo this month. I would love to see you, right? Or even just having authentic conversations and follow-ups with people that you haven't seen in a while. Like if you think about a client that you loved and you haven't seen in like 6 months, shoot them a message. Hey, I was thinking about you. That works really well. Sometimes for converting them to come back on your table and reminding them that there you are, you exist.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just the best part of their day. And that's a win too, you know?
It seems like the key answer is just with nurturing, it's just constant communication, really. Like, and just keep going on like
Consistency.
consistency.
And same thing with marketing. The other big piece of that is like the value aspect, right? Like you don't want to keep reaching out to people. Like even your marketing, it shouldn't just be like, here are my openings, give me money. Here are my openings, give me money. Here are my openings, give me money. Value-based marketing. Why would someone who found your page be interested or intrigued to come to you, right? Not just because you've posted a graphic of your openings, but because you're offering them value that's interesting and specific to them. So value-based, nurturing and value-based marketing on a consistent basis. Give value 5 times for free before you ever put your hand out to ask for anything, right?
It seems like people forget about money when they're just focused on value. They're just like, I need this. I don't care how much it is. Just give me it. Like,
that's right. Do you have a solution for, like what problem do you solve for the person that you're trying to bring into your business as a client? Build that trust there. Like allow them to understand that what they're looking for, that's exactly what you provide.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, just rolling into the next question. So, what is your ideal Slice Squad Service Evolution Academy client?
And just to be clear for whoever's listening and watching this, so Slice Squad is the company, right? And Service Evolution Academy is my little baby that I created with Nikki, my sister, inside of or under the Slice Squad kind of company umbrella. It is that blueprint that we were giving to hairstylists on the business and mindset side. Taking out the like time-saving techniques for hair, because obviously not relevant to a massage therapist. And so that's what Service Evolution Academy is, just to be clear for everyone. It's the bit of consulting that we do. It's the same model, but for people in adjacent industries. So the ideal client, someone who has dreams and goals that are bigger than where they're at right now. Someone who is willing to keep an open mind and put in action steps, again, that might be uncomfortable. So someone that is willing and ready to be uncomfortable. Someone, my dogs are barking, I'm sorry. Someone who is willing and ready to, I had a thought and the dog barking really like threw me off there.
Uncomfortable.
Like big ready to get uncomfortable. Someone with big dreams, maybe someone who feels like a little bit just stuck. Like, how do I move forward from here?
Yeah.
Again, like knowing that we work with people all the way from, a baby starting point of a business ownership model, like I'm about to open my business, to people who are already in a business, but they're like, how do I keep growing it? The like overarching thing is that whoever we bring in just has to be ready, open-minded, and like willing to invest resources and time and energy into their growth. And like it's a partnership at the end of the day. We're not doing your marketing for you. We are giving you the knowledge and the skill set to do it effectively yourself. So if you don't do it, you're not going to see the success. So someone who's like actually going to show the F up for themselves, those people are the ones who triple their income in 90 days. The people who are like in it, taking notes, doing the things, like showing up for themselves.
Yeah. So it's really just like a misconception that, oh, I'm going to pay money and I'm going to get money. It's like you have to do it for yourself. You're just really.
Right. We're going to give you the direction, the accountability, but you've got to actually do and that's why we do the one-on-one model, because when you've got someone kind of like, hey, did you do that thing?
Right.
You're like, no, but I'm going to do it. It's like, it creates this additional layer of like building these new habits, and
urgency,
Yeah.
Because we get sidetracked with life and it's just like, no, focus on your goals and shit. So cool.
What's like one thing you can do today? I'm just saying this. What's one thing you can do today that will propel you towards where you're trying to go? One little thing. That's it.
Make a podcast episode.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you so much for your time, Jackie. But just wrapping everything up, is there any lasting thoughts, anything you would like to say on the platform?
I also I want to speak into something else that I'm really passionate about, since this is a podcast for body workers. So Business consulting is like the primary thing that I love to do, right? With that too, something that I learned and have taken many, many hours of continued education in, kind of seed was planted back at White Lotus Therapeutics, is like, there's a lot of outdated information out there in the massage world.
Yeah.
And so I think another really important piece, even for people who aren't ready yet to go solo, but maybe they're wanting to like really grow within someone else's space, because again, business ownership is not for everyone. Like, you're going to have to show up for yourself to work on your business when you're not there, and you're going to have to work in it too, right? You're basically turned on mentally all the time, and that's not for everyone at every moment. So I think anyone who's looking to like build the skills and maybe get there eventually, or maybe just like get a really solid foundation of clients that they love in someone else's space, I want to just speak a little bit to like ethical massage, which is kind of another bit of my brand and something that I really like to speak to.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, so like there's a complex in the world of body work and like wellness to want to be the healer and the guru, right, for people.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily like a bad word, right? Healer, guru, like I get it.
Yeah.
And I am an advocate in like speaking for our clients heal themselves.
Yeah,
we are facilitators, right? And so we don't have to, and this helps a lot with client retention too. It's just like tapping into honesty and connection with your clients and tailoring, looking at them from the lens of like, this is a whole human. They're having shoulder pain. Okay, it's tension. How high is their stress level? What's going on in their world? Are they moving their body? Like biopsychosocial model. This is a whole entire human that is about to trust you. You do not need to tell them what is wrong with them, right? I used to feel like I had to like create problems for people. Like, I feel like you've got this knot in your shoulder and like you're really tight over here and there's like this imbalance here. And those like become stories for people. And we don't have an MRI machine like in our...
Or just that they didn't ask for, you know?
Right, exactly. So like, I think if I could speak to massage therapists specifically in any area, it's like tap in with the human that you're with, hold good space for them. You do not need to have all of the answers and you do not need to place problems, right? If they came in with a little bit of shoulder pain and they're super stressed, help them in whatever way they need to be helped and resource them otherwise. Not like, you're really tight and you have a knot here and here's how I fix it. Right? Just like being honest and in integrity with like what we actually know.
Because I feel like us as LMTs, we try to pull things out of our ass so much and act like we're free doctors. And I mean, respect to us. Like, we know a lot about muscles, but we're not doctors. We're not chiros. We're not whatever. We are in our own space. But like, yeah, that's definitely, I think, a good idea to push that. Stop pretending. Just do what you do best.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And again, like unfortunately, there's not enough. It's not our fault.
Right.
Not only is there not enough business education for us really in our schools and our trade schools, but there's also not enough regulation from state to state, country to country on how many hours you need to go to school to become a massage therapist, the standardized testing to become a massage therapist. It literally varies in every state. And there's not a lot of consistency in like what is being taught in each of these schools. And so there are some schools that are still teaching information that has been fully debunked by science and is fully outdated to brand new baby massage therapists entering the world. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So do your own research. Keep your mind open. That's important.
That's why I created Globalbodyworkers, because I was like the thing that shocked me was like, I had a client who was Canadian. I'm like, you're an LMT? You're an RMT? You went to school for 6 years? What? I went to school for what? 750 hours? Like, what? Now I feel like an idiot, So,
It's
like,
crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy. There's no regulation here, especially in America. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's good to know that we just got to be a little bit more self-aware as body workers that like we don't have all the answers and it's okay to resource out, like
It's actually better to do
yeah,
so.
yeah,
Like
honestly.
it is better for the like when you can create that like connection with your client through actual honest communication, like, you know what? I actually don't know what exactly could be going on. Like I've used this modality in the past when someone was feeling this way and it's worked really well.
Mhm.
You went off camera for a second. Oh,
Oh,
you're
so,
back. I'm like, where'd you go? So like this has worked well for others, but I'm not 100% sure that it's going to work, but we can give it a try. Does it sound like something you'd be open to? Yes.
mhm.
Okay, great. Let's give it a shot. And you communicate with me. Let me know if it causes you any like severe pain and I could pull back. Like keeping that, people respect you more. Your clients will respect you more because you're like, hey, I don't know for sure that I can heal you, but I will try to help.
Exactly.
That's
I,
it.
I think we definitely need to move more in that direction and like in any massage school or just any network of body workers, we have to all focus more on business because myself included, I feel like, oh, I'm such a great body worker, but
Mhm.
without the business perspective, it's like, what do you have? You don't exist almost. Like, it sucks.
You
So,
could be the best massage therapist in the world, but if nobody knows that your business exists, they're not just going to come flooding onto your table. I'll tell you that much. You've got to actually learn the skill and put in the consistent work. And I want to encourage those of you who might have like a mindset block or fear. I'm like freezing up, I feel like. So anyone who's listening who like has really been thinking about taking the leap into going solo. Yes, it is a lot of work and it is very much worth it. Like if you are ready to show up for your like all of those fears and the what ifs and the maybe when this happens then I'll do it. You're never going to start if you don't just start.
exactly. Just,
Like own it, do it. It will pay off so long as you are willing to keep your mind open and like ask for support and help. And it doesn't have to be from me, but like from anyone, right? Like seek guidance if you need to. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. It is almost 2025, baby. So many coaches, so much education on the internet. We've got access to everything. So just take that damn leap and then keep your mind open to how you can learn and seek support.
true. Thank you so much for your time, Jackie. I hope people get inspired by this. I'm going to drop all your information in the description. And then if anybody wants to, like, they'll get a consultation with you and then they
Yeah.
can move forward. Or if anything, at least this propel people in the right direction where they could get out of this mind block that they're in and just like
Yeah.
move forward and all that stuff. So thank you so much for your time, Jackie. Hopefully,
Thank you.
or something.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
And hopefully, I'll see you in another episode or something. Maybe we'll do another.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's
And,
do it.
all right. Thanks so much. Take care,
Thank
Jackie.
you. We have to say on here.